Yep. No. So I went out to my favorite flounder spot the other day. It's out by these rocks, and walk out into the rock and throw by these pilings and also a deep channel. And of course I'm going to be using my favorite rig, the tandem rig with gulp swimming mullet. I'm going to be using two different colors, the chartreuse on top and white swimming mullet on bottom. And I'm also going to be keeping track of which one they bite on the top left of the screen. Fishing by these pilings over here, that's where the trout are really, or the flounder are really hanging out. They just lay down on the bottom, wait for something to swim by, and they snatch it up. I tried to keep the bait near the bottom, and then the second bait, the top bait, stays up a little bit higher. This is actually a decent flounder, one of the bigger ones I've caught this year at least. Keeper. Not huge, but definitely a keeper size. But I like to release him, and he likes to be released too. Now I'm throwing out more towards the channel, didn't really get that many bites. And of course when you throw towards the channel, you have a better chance to hook up with species other than flounder. Turns out to be a nice trout, decent trout anyway. You can tell they fight a lot harder than flounder, and trout don't even fight that hard, so that's not saying much for the flounder. So that's one on top, one on bottom, pretty even so far. And these fish are pretty close together. The bite was on today for whatever reason. I think the current was going a little bit, and that definitely helps the bite out. If you can go when there's a current, you're going to definitely have a better chance. This is a smaller fish, and of course it has those parasites that I'm always looking at. I think they're copepods. I just keep throwing by those pilings over there, and they just keep biting, so I'm just going to keep doing it. Surfboard. Surfboarding this guy in. No problem. Doing the little head shakes there. So we got an even race. Top two, bottom two. Oh, look at this crazy flounder I caught, albino guy. That's super rare. Super rare to catch an albino one like that. Some people like to wait to set the hook on flounder, but when I'm using these gulp swimming mullets, which are smaller baits, I just set it right away. If you wait, jeez, there's a lot higher chance you're gonna gut hook them, or hook them deeper where you can't get the hook out very easily. I just really don't want to gut hook any because I'm just gonna release them. Look at the choppers on this guy. They got some weird teeth on them. So it looks like the bottom bait is running away with it, the white colored. Makes sense because the flounder on bottom, but gosh dang, there's so many right there. This day I was actually throwing even shallower than I usually would. I guess the tide was a little bit higher than usual, so the fish came in there a little bit shallower. And there's another fish on the bottom bait. There it goes. Doesn't even know. Oh, and here's where I get snagged up. There goes more of my precious tackle. That's why it's important to have some cheap gear to use when you're fishing around some snaggy stuff, so you don't really mind if you lose some stuff. some jig heads and swivels. Just use the cheap stuff when you're on the snags. But fortunately it only cut off the bottom jig head, so I can just tie in another one and keep fishing it. And I end up putting a one of the bigger gulp swelling mullets. I think it's a 4-inch. I generally like the smaller ones better. They seem to get more bites. Got the big one, bottom of the mouth. Here I am fishing a little bit deeper using those 3 jigs. It's a better, usually better for trout. And I punch the camera. I don't even remember what this is, but we're about to see. I think it's a trout. It better be. But I just said it was. Okay, I'm smart. I'm a smart boy. It was a trout. Those 3 jigs is better because you get it up higher off the bottom a little bit. Cover more of the water column. So trout can see it more easily. And I guess I got snagged up again. I'm only fishing 1 bait. But 1 bait will still definitely work. Not as good for flounder though, but it still works. And this is going to round out all the fish I caught. Another flounder on the single bait, nonetheless. Boom, see ya.